Hey, welcome back, comic fans. It's Mr. Q Comics back with another haul video. Today I've got a good stack of books that I picked up from a local convention, close by convention, the Little Giant Comics old school comic show that took place on Saturday, April 23rd, 2022. I don't know how many years this convention's gone on for. I feel like it's only been the past couple of years. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably follow Three Men in the Basement, Everett Otto over there. Erod 212, a lot of the guys in the Northeast talk about this convention, so those guys were there as well, and I've seen them talk about it in the past. I honestly have not gone to any conventions other than a couple of very small local shows, so I took the opportunity to head over there and see what I could find. Very glad I did. I did not have a ton of expectations. I figured there was going to be deals were going to be very tough to come by, so I figured my best bet was look for Golden Age books. Figure there'd be some stuff I could find that I don't see in my local shops that I'd be willing to pay up for. And I was hunting for Dave Stevens covers, the stuff I was missing from my collection. I figured good shot at finding some of that stuff relatively affordable. So before I dive into it, guys, if you're a fan of comic hauls, do me a favor, go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about these books. So like I said, I didn't have a ton of expectations, so I just wanted to head down and check it out. I had a good amount of cash on me. I knew Jim Steranko was there signing. Idiot that I am, newbie that I am at conventions. I didn't realize when I was looking at the list that CGC lists themselves under a different name, I guess, at conventions. So I opted to not bring any of my Steranko books to get signed. I'm honestly not a huge signature guy anyways, but I didn't think they were there to authenticate because it's a smaller show. And I didn't want to get any of the books signed but not authenticated. And so I was wrong. They were there, and the lines were really quick to get to see Steranko. So I don't know. A little disappointed I didn't do it, but at the same time, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of signed books all the time. They're cool, but typically not my thing. But I will say, Steranko, man, he looks like such a badass in person. He just got this he's got like an Italian gangster look to him. I know he's not Italian, but every time I see him, I think of like Goodfellas or something with those thick rimmed glasses he wears and that silver mane. So he just looks so badass. Anyways, that was a little side rant. Before I hit the show, I decided to hit my local flea market, more the antique stores. You've heard me talk about many times before. I've got a couple of local antique malls with a flea market right in between. And there's an antique shop across the street. The guy never opens. He just puts his stuff on consignment in the other antique stores. So he had an open house this Saturday morning, and I decided I'll check it out because I know he's got other books and he just doesn't put a ton of stuff out. So I made a quick pit stop there at about 8 in the morning. Sure enough, he had a big box of books, just 90s stuff, a lot of X-Force, all of that. He was trying to sell the whole thing for $100, which there was no way I was taking that whole box. It was so much just filler. But I did hand pick out, I think I got 7 books, which he gave me for $10. So these were, to me, the best 7 books. So I'll just show those off real quick. We got Thor 279. This is really beat the heck, but it's cool Jane Foster bondage cover. Doesn't go for a ton in this condition. I think it's maybe a $10, $15 book because of the bondage cover thing when it's in decent shape. So still pretty cool book. Not a lot of Bronze Age in there. I think he had a torn up Silver Age Batman, but he wanted like $10 for it or 15, and it was really shredded. X-Men Classic 74. Very cool Adam Hughes cover. This is one I did not have. He did multiple on Classic X-Men. I can't remember the issue numbers, but I hadn't even seen that one before, so happy to grab that one. That is for the personal collection. One of the Marvel Milestone editions, Iron Fist 14. I'm sure I have this, but every time I come across these things are beat to heck. This one's actually pretty clean, probably VF near mint range, but every time I find them, they got this weird around the edges. The colors just look off. So really sharp copy of that. So I figured I'd pick that up. I don't know how much those go for. I see them sometimes in shops and they're priced like $15, $20 if it's like an AF-15 that's in good shape. So, all right, this I know got hot a while ago. This is X-Men Adventures #1 newsstand copy. This is the first appearance of Morph. Pretty decent shape, VF near mint range. None of the stuff was boarded. Some of the stuff was in bags, but it was all just kind of loose in like a beer box. So I can't remember when this got hot, like 3-4 months ago, maybe a little bit longer. I think it's cooled off a bit. We got X-Men #5, that cool Jim Lee. I think it's the second Omega Red, first appearance of Maverick. And these, I don't think anything was too much higher than VF near mint because it was all kind of stored loose. This one was beat up, but he didn't have a copy of X-Men 4, maybe VF range. I mean, it's a newsstand, but it's got bad color up. It's got a crease, like I said, just floating loose in a box. But for whatever, $10 for all of these, definitely worth the pickup. And finally, another copy of Ghost Rider 28. This is the first, I think it's the first cameo team appearance in the Midnight Suns and first appearance of Caretaker. This book has been on spec list for like, it feels like the last 3 years. So I continue to pick them up when I find them cheap, and it seems like it's always ebbing and flowing on eBay. So worth it to me. If I can find it for $1.50, I will definitely take it home. So that was the first up, so that started the day off pretty good, I thought. I thought that was a good omen. I definitely picked up some amazing books there. Had a great time. Got to meet Everett Otto in person. I met George Deep, if you guys know who he is, a local illustrator. Just a great time. Skeleton and Key Comics was there. I think Nerdy Girl Comics was there. I didn't get to talk to them, but I did see them floating around doing some live streams. And I got to meet some great Golden Age collectors, a couple of fantastic dealers I picked up some books from. So I got some nice Golden Age pickups, but we will start with some cover buys before I get to those. Like I said, I was looking for Dave Stevens. I came across a few covers, but they were all like $20, $25, and I didn't really feel like paying that for those books. I'd like to find Dave Stevens cheap because I know what's out there. But first, I did get some J. Scott Campbell covers. Copy of What If Astonishing X-Men. This one's gorgeous. I don't think this is a key of anything. It's one of those Campbell covers I really love. I think it's fantastic. Never seen it in the shops. Always available on eBay, but I don't like to buy this stuff on eBay if I can avoid it. So it was there, and I was having a great conversation with the vendor, so he gave it to me for $10. So I was happy to take that one home for my Campbell cover collection. And then I was looking for Dave Stevens, and he told me, no, go hit up my buddy right behind me and ask him for the Hot Girls or the Hot Chicks box or something. And I asked the guy, he's like, yeah, right down there. And he's got 3 boxes, girls, girls, girls. Which, of course, makes me think of Motley Crue for you children of the 80s. And just funny the way the guy had it up. But all, hot girl cover art. So I'm looking through there. I think there was a Dave Stevens Rocketeer issue or something that I had. But couple more J. Scott Campbells that I've never seen in my local shops. Again, available on eBay, but I just prefer not to buy them. First thing we got is Ultimate Spider-Man 152. Very cool black hat cover. So that was cool. I can't remember what that worked out to. He gave me a discount on both of them. They probably fair market value is what I paid, but I was happy to pick them up in person. What I paid for this worked out to $17, I think. I think I paid $40 for both of these. So $50 maybe. This was the one I was really happy with. Savage Wolverine #1, the Mile High Comics variant. Again, I don't typically pay up for variant covers like this, store exclusives. I'm always hesitant, but I've always thought this cover was awesome with Wolverine and Shayna on it. Super hot cover. I think this thing goes for $40-50 on eBay. He had it for like 50, I think, and he had the Ultimate Spider-Man for like 20. I can't remember. I think I got them both for like $50, which is, I don't like to pay that for variant covers, but they were there. I was having a good time, so very happy to find that in person though. Beautiful, beautiful cover. All right, I found one of the smaller vendors I decided to check out. A lot of the vendors really just not organized. You get the big dealers there who have all their stuff together and crazy books on the wall. Someone had the file copy of Tech 27 from Bob Kane with like the came out of the bound copy for like $1 million. That was crazy. But there's AF-15s, there's short boxes there. You've got Hake's auction, so you got the real big guys, and then you got smaller dealers who are completely disorganized and prices are all over the place. So I popped in this one booth, very friendly guys, but like would not give me any space. So I kind of didn't spend too much time right out of the gate. This was, sometimes people pull the books out of their box so you can see what's in the boxes. This was just sticking right up, still sitting there with the price tag he had on it. Fantastic Four '94. First appearance of Agatha Harkness. I just showed this off, just picked one up to flip. This book still goes for a lot. This was sticking up, marked at 26 bucks, and I didn't hit this guy till like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I don't know how anyone left this behind. So I grabbed it. It's mid-grade. One of the staples has popped on the bottom staple there, but pretty good shape. And I also picked up from him a Jumbo Comics 103. This has got some color touch in the green areas, but you know, I think I picked up both of those for 60 bucks. So very happy with that. The Jungle Comics is awesome. Let me see here. We check my notes. That is a Joe Doolin cover. I think this is Matt Baker and Jack Kamen art on the interiors. It's from Fiction House from 1947. So like I said, my goal was to pick up some Golden Age stuff. I was avoiding the Jumbo Comics. I was looking for kind of bigger books, Schoenberg covers, stuff like that. So great pickups for 60 bucks for those two. He might have had some other stuff in there, but I just kind of wanted to keep moving on. So, all right, this was the first stack I got. I basically got these books from two last vendors, two of the bigger vendors there, well-known guys. Their Golden Age stuff was overwhelming. I could not even make up my mind. I felt like a kid at Christmas. So I went up to this booth, and I'm digging, and I see a couple guys behind the table feverishly digging through archivals, and I asked, what's that stuff back there? Can I go look? And they're like, all right, yeah, you can look. And I realized that, okay, this is like the better Golden Age stuff. So I start digging behind these guys. I don't want to mess with them. I could tell these guys know their Golden Age stuff, but I get chatting with them. It was just a blast digging through this stuff. The guys I was digging with really just did Golden Age. So I was able to pick out a few things. These all came from Harley Yee Comics, Harley Yee Rare Comics, which I'll try and put the website below. I think Harley, my first experience buying from him, he wasn't at the show, but I think he's a well-known dealer in the States, and he had some great books. The first thing that I picked out of the bins, which was priced really well, Blue Beetle, #1, first appearance of the Question, Steve Ditko cover and art. I can't remember what it was marked at. They gave me a good deal paying cash. So what was this? What I ended up paying for? I think it worked out to less than 130 bucks, which I thought was a good deal. This is a nice, probably 5 to 6. I thought that was a great copy. Again, they had like Silver Age randomly mixed in with this stuff, and it was tough to go through because it wasn't like alphabetical. It was more by category, but you had to go through everything, and they were all in archivals, which made it really tough to dig through. I wasn't used to going through long boxes of archivals. You're most used to just quickly flipping through books, and you can't do that. You actually have to pull them all up. So I'm sure you guys who go to cons a lot and look for the Golden Age stuff will know what I'm talking about. I'm assuming this seems to be a standard practice with the Golden Age stuff, because none of the other, it was just the guys with the Golden Age had that. So that threw me a little, but really good pickup there. Happy to grab this. I missed a copy of this on my comic shop. He had one. This is super low grade because the cover is completely split and it's brittle. And I ended up seeing this multiple times. So it's a little bit kicking myself for buying it if the first place I stopped. But then again, I wouldn't have got as many books if I didn't buy this cheaper copy. We got Planet Comics #66. Like I said, it's split. It's kind of brittle. This will not be coming out of the bag and board. But it was a good price. I think this was one of the lower priced books. Worked out to, again, less than 130 bucks. It's complete. Fantastic. Again, Joe Doolin cover. Sorry, that one's a Maurice Whitman cover from Fiction House 1952. Beautiful stuff. I've been looking to pick more of these up, and they're just never in my local shop. I also wanted to get some Schoenberg covers. So I picked up Exciting Comics #43. This is, again, what is this? This is Neater Publications from 1946. And finally, love this cover. This one's got the cover detached. We got Fighting Yank #24. Again, Neater Publications. This one is from 1942. So those books all came from Harley Yee's Rare Comics. Again, fantastic stuff. I think you can buy stuff on his website as well. So I will do my best to put his website in the description. And then the final two books I picked up from Terry's Comics. Again, I think he comes from the Washington State area. It looks like he comes out to the show in New Hampshire the past couple years. he had amazing books, amazing. Same thing. You had to ask permission to kind of get behind, and he had the better Golden Age stuff, and he had so much to choose from. Lesson learned though to kind of walk the floor and get my feel before I start buying, because I kind of wished I had bought the Schoenberg books he had, because he had a couple of the World War II era books. They were obviously priced a little higher, wouldn't have got as much, but there was just so much to choose from. Still very happy with all my pickups, but I grabbed just 2 issues of Planet Comics from him. Fantastic stuff. He gave me a little bit of a deal with cash, but there wasn't a ton of wiggle room. We got Planet Comics number 54. Again, Fiction House. This is 1948. Again, Joe Doolan cover. Absolutely beautiful. This one's in pretty good shape. Probably VG range. It's actually all attached. It's not really chipping. I can flip through it. I opted to go with a couple that are a little bit better shape, because most of the stuff is like falling apart and I'm not going to be able to look at it. And it was just, again, so many options. So I was able to bundle this one and Planet Comics number 47. This one's awesome. The 3-headed dinosaur cover. Again, a Joe Doolan cover. Probably eventually send this off to someone to do some work on it. I think the spine roll can be fixed up a little. It's got some, some waviness to it, but still absolutely gorgeous cover. I think I got both of these for $500 cash, which to me, the Golden Age stuff was priced pretty reasonably there. Like I thought, most of the Silver Age, the wall books were really expensive in my opinion. All the filler issues I found, every ASM book was 30, 40, 50 bucks, even if it was a 20, 25 center. So I didn't spend much time doing that. I just hung out, got to talk with a lot of other Golden Age collectors, showing off stuff that they pick up, things they like, things they look for, got some tips from them. And overall, just a great time. I had a blast. You guys got to check out Little Giants on Instagram. I think they're opening a shop in New Hampshire, Massachusetts in August, and they're putting on the show again next April. But go check out 3 Men in the Basement and Erod as well. I know they put up some videos for their pickups at the show and their experience at the show. So had an absolutely great time. Definitely going back next year. And I will try and remember to put the websites for both of these dealers in the description of the video. But that is it for the pickups, guys. Again, if you enjoy it, go down below, hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave me some comments, and I will see you guys soon.